Yes, guys, welcome back to the Once You're In podcast, episode 112. A little bit of a hiatus, although it's not been that long. It hasn't been long since we recorded, but it's been quite a long time since we uploaded. Because by the time this comes out, it'll be like next week, Monday.
Yeah.
That's like 2 weeks since the last one came out, even though we only haven't filmed for about 10 days, 12 days. Why haven't we filmed, mate?
Been away?
You tell us, yeah.
Yeah, I've been away. I've been on holiday. Hopefully the tan looks right. I think I've tanned quite well.
Tanned, yeah.
Yeah, I've tanned quite well considering I was only away for a week in the sun. But yeah, I was. We went to Skegness, which was we stayed in a caravan or like a lockdown
Your teeth look quite
caravan.
white.
That's what it is, the tan. And then we went to Lanzarote on we were there in Skegness in a caravan for like 4 days, which was a bit wild. And then we literally flew to Lanzarote the following day, and we were there for a week. So yeah, that's been
Tell
that.
me all about it.
It was nice, to be fair, mate.
We haven't really spoken.
No, we haven't, to be fair. Yeah, it was nice.
This is just going to be a catch-up episode.
Yeah, this is a catch-up. We're going to film the Q&A afterwards. So this is just a bit of an update regarding where we're at. Like, Finn's a few days out from his first show, which, to be fair, is more exciting than my holidays.
Nah, I'll chat about that in a bit.
Yeah. Well, anyway, my holidays were sound. Skegness, I don't know if anyone's been. Have you been? You said you've been, haven't you?
Yeah, I think when I was younger.
Weird
I haven't
place.
been for a while.
Weird place. Very odd. Just like the people.
Whereabouts is it?
In relation to us, like never eat like east.
Northeast.
Yeah, never eat shredded wheat. I had to
Never
do
eat
that.
shredded wheat.
Yeah, it's like over there. So
Okay.
yeah, it was about like an hour, 2 hour drive. It was basically, I should actually mention, because Jack Kelly, he was like, I got a shout out on the podcast. Sunday, of the Sunday before we flew to Lanzarote, Jack Kelly competed, picked up second. Really, really good luck in a PCA first time show. Your standard PCA dude.
Was he good?
No, he was good in relation to what PCA looked for, but he had less muscle and he was in probably worse condition. But he was very much, you can see the photo, he was very much just men's physique, smaller waist, wider shoulders. But when it comes to actual bodybuilding, like if you were to judge it off condition and muscularity, Jack should have won. But he shouldn't have won because it's PCA. Yeah, it's PCA men's physique. I shouldn't have said he wasn't good. He was good. He was good for the criteria. It's just
You hate PCA.
Yeah, I'm a massive PCA hater. No, it made sense for the class. Like when they were both in the middle, I was like, okay, yeah, he's won just because of PCA like criteria, which makes sense. But anyway, getting ahead. Went to Skegness on the Wednesday of 2 weeks and 1 day ago, so 15 days ago. Stayed in the caravan with my mum and Sanaya, and then Russell, so my mum's boyfriend. It was quite nice, like just a few days of just chilling out, and I still did the same sort of stuff. But Skegness is just a bit of a wild place, like the people there, how it is.
Train?
We trained. I can't remember the gym name off the top of my head. It was a decent gym. I can't remember the name off the top of my head, but it was a good gym for like a place like Skegness.
I can't remember seeing it on your stories or anything.
I deadlifted there. It was decent. It had enough kit. It had a pendulum, it had a few good leg presses, had like a lying, like one of those lying hack squat things that Intent have. It just had jotted around some like decent bits of kit.
Yeah.
So it was pretty decent. We trained there, and then pretty much on Sunday we headed back. Like I said, PCA show. So Jack Kelly. So we literally flew from Skegness to Birmingham, and then came back home
You have
to
to
pack.
say his full name every time.
So Jack Kelly, yeah, but. No.
I don't think you've ever called him Jack.
No,
You call him Jack Kelly.
I feel
every
like some
time.
names just go. Some names just go well. Like I don't want to say Jack, so yeah, shout out Jack. It's Jack
I had
Kelly.
a guy
PT.
yesterday just while we were talking about Kelly.
Yeah.
Amazing surname, so popular. Came to the door. Obviously, I had a parcel. I can't remember what it was, and he was like, "Parcel for Kelly Finn," and I was like, "Yeah, Finn Kelly." He was like, "Is that you?" And I was like, "Yeah."
Yeah.
And he was like, "Kelly's a girl's name," and I went, "Yeah, it's my surname." Like,
Yeah.
I don't get what is wrong with people. How come?
It's because you got your surname as a first name, like Kelly
No,
is
I
a first name. No, but
Yeah,
Kelly is
but
a first name.
If you read a name
Yeah.
on an address, when does it ever have it the other way around?
Yeah, true.
You know what I mean? Like,
Well, it might explain why they're delivery drivers.
yeah, you can't say that.
Yeah,
Sorry, delivery drivers.
sorry, any delivery drivers out there. If anyone is a delivery driver, then I do
it's like-
apologise.
I get that quite a lot as well.
Yeah.
Someone today said Kelly Flynn. I was like, what?
It's like I'll get a few comments. There's a guy called like James in the gym. Do you know him? He used to train at Progress Works. He's commented on so many of my posts, and he spells my name wrong every time. It's not RHYS. It literally is Reese Fit. It says, you're commenting and it says REECE.
When clients spell your name wrong.
I haven't had many clients spell my name wrong, I don't think.
I just get one N quite a lot. Yeah. It's like, how lazy can you get? Just put the second N. Like, I feel like saying, just put the fucking second N.
Put my name down as
it does annoy me. I never say anything because I'm like, I'm not going to be rude. Yeah. But just put the second N.
What's more annoying, that or when they just get a check-in and they don't like address it by like, hey mate, and they just go, week's been good or week's been
very rarely get that, to be fair.
I have a few like that, and it every time it irks me. I'm like, just say hi mate, say how you doing, or they just end it without saying like, yeah, chat to you soon, man. Yeah. You know, no outro. It's just like, yeah, week's been sound. End of voice now.
I always call them out if it was like that. Though. Yeah. I'd be like, it hasn't been sound, has it? Talk to me properly.
Yeah.
Like,
please address it.
I very rarely have anyone like that.
No, I have a few. Not as many now, but there was a period of like, I think a Tuesday. I remember saying to you like maybe 2 years ago. I was
Tuesday
like,
check-ins.
Tuesday check-ins. Every time I come out to a Tuesday, we'd be training, and you'd be like, how you doing? I'm like, Tuesday check-ins.
I hate everybody on Tuesday.
Everyone on Tuesday is just absolute balance. Hate my job, hate my life. I really don't. Luckily, Tuesdays are actually pretty sound now. But yeah, so pretty much was away for a few days. We then went to Lanzarote. The holiday was sound, really nice. Lanzarote, similar to Skegness in the sense, like it's just a bit of it's a nice place, but it's very like touristy where we went. So we went to the old town, which was like more locals. It was like, actually I felt like I was abroad. But Lanzarote, it was it's your standard place that's like cheapish.
Was it just you and Sinai?
Yeah, it was cheapish, but not like, it's just a cheap British holiday that people go on. So like the people that go there, for me and Sinai, sound, but it just felt like there was a lot of places where we went out and it was like, this is literally the UK.
I hate that.
Like where just the UK geezers just like congregate and it literally just becomes
I always take the piss out of them. Yeah. Like they not just to them. Like me and Shannon always take the piss out of the classic British people on holiday.
Yeah. You know, like you've got the bold dads, the overweight mums,
they're bright red after day one because they've not put any sun cream on,
dragging a kid round in like a push,
and they're just stood at the bar, just pints.
Yeah, literally. And it was like on the way out, when we were flying out, it was like the same sort of people having full Englishes.
Stag do.
Yeah, there was literally like, you just know people that go in away. So it was nice. It was really nice. It was well needed, but it definitely was a case where like we treated the hotel like those other resort as like a hotel, because it wasn't like when you go to Egypt.
Were you not at a hotel? Like was it an all inclusive?
We were an all inclusive resort, but it wasn't like an Egypt all inclusive resort that's got everything there. It was like very much a case. It almost felt like a hotel.
So you went out quite a lot.
Mate, we didn't eat at the restaurant or we didn't eat at the buffet for the restaurant once.
Why was it shit?
No. It was just like there was more out there, and it wasn't like you wouldn't want to dress up and go down for like. It was just like.
That was one thing that was good about Morocco, is that because it was such a nice hotel, like you did want to dress up, and when you'd go like hadn't booked the restaurants. When I was
at Turkey last year, Egypt last year, it was like you'd almost dress up and be like, oh yeah, but like literally,
it was like really like people would really dress up for the restaurant nights.
Yeah, but there it was more so like the food was sound, but there was a few. I'll tell you, I got in an argument about my egg whites in the morning with one of the chefs.
It's a ball like that.
Yeah, like there was like everyone was lovely. Everyone there was lovely, but one chef just didn't like me. And every morning I'd ask for like pretty much 2 eggs and then 8 egg whites, and then I'd have like a little bit of bacon, pro fat. For like first meal, that's what I'd have. And to be fair, I had to like pick through the bacon because it's just drenched in oil and fat.
In Morocco, they didn't understand. So in Egypt, when we went like 5 years ago, 4 or 5 years ago, they were so good. Like the egg people were amazing. So like, I'd ask exactly what I wanted, and they'd be spot on. They'd love it as well. Like they were class. In Morocco, I asked for it the first time and they didn't get it. They didn't understand. And I asked the second day, and they were like, they didn't really get it. So I was like, fuck this. So I just started getting
boiled eggs,
already fried eggs, and then the boiled eggs, and just peeling off the whites. So I'd have like 5 egg yolks just on my plate, and they looked horrible as well because they were like hard boiled eggs.
Yeah, they're like little orange. They look like olives.
Dark, and I'd just have them on my plate, and it looked really weird.
That's what I had to do one of the days because I asked the guy and he just didn't get what I wanted. And I was like,
annoying,
shit.
Isn't it?
But either way, all the chefs were lovely, bar one who had an argument with like he literally was like no. And then some guy had to come over and basically tell him to calm down and just say, just make him his food. But you always get one idiot at like an all-inclusive place.
Get what's wrong with it. It's not like you're asking for something really hard. You're just saying, like, can I just have egg whites?
But then also, like, the food just didn't make sense on certain days. So, like, for breakfast, there was, like, chicken out in breakfast. But then lunch, there was no chicken. So what I'd do
annoying.
is, so it's really odd. So what I'd do is I'd like bank food. So I'd like literally, for breakfast, I'd have my usual breakfast. And if there was chicken, I'd get a plate of chicken, put it in, because we had a fridge and we had like kitchen appliances in the room that we had. So I'd like bring the chicken up, and then I'd go down for lunch and I'd see if there's chicken, sound, I'll have that. If not, I'll go back upstairs, get my food.
Like, to be fair, Morocco was class. Like, it had everything you wanted.
Yeah,
like,
Egypt was the same, Turkey was the same.
We're thinking about going, the same place we went in Egypt.
Yeah.
Going like back end of this year.
Yeah.
Like, I don't like being that type of person that goes back to the same place, because I like exploring. But it was really fucking good.
I'd go back to the Egypt place that I went to last year. Me and Sanaa were saying this. Yeah. So basically, guys, if you're listening, go to Egypt. It's way better than
I can't remember what the hotel was called that we went to, but it was really nice.
But yeah. So anyway, went in Lanzarote for a few days. Trained at world class gym.
Actually, yeah.
This was a funny story. Have I told you about
no,
like how?
Not really
No, I didn't know. So basically, I was doing legs. And like it was one of those sort of gyms that I actually quite like training at, because it was hot. Like Sanaa didn't really like it. She was like, I'm not training here tomorrow, it's too hot. And I quite like it when it's like, you're almost like you're training and you're like, fucking hell, this is different. Like it was really, really humid. Like you do a set of ham cows and your head was about to explode. I was like, for some reason I quite like that. I don't know why.
I quite like that in the summer in Rotherham.
Yeah, so it was. So I trained at world class gym. The morning was an absolute nightmare. We went to the gym that was nearby. We walked, it was like 20 minutes. Shut down like 3 months ago. So then we got a taxi, but the taxi guy doesn't speak English. So I had to like look around and go, Hi Padino, which was like a supermarket. And he was like, no Hypadino, lots of Hypadinos, that's all he knew. And I was like, I was trying to like point at things, and I found a street where we're at, and then they eventually sent a taxi. Bearing in mind, I've had one meal. I'm like going hypo because I've walked for like 40 minutes at this point. I'm like, right, get to the gym, and I was like, right, I'm just gonna have to do what I can. So I got a decent leg session in, and I'm like, I smashed through it. It's like I was gonna do one more session the following day, and then deload. And I like, while I was doing the last exercise, I could feel like a camera on me. I could feel like someone, like, when you can just see somebody like stood to the side. And like I finished my set, and it's like this boss woman of the gym, and she's videoing me. And I'm like, videoing me doing a split squat, and I'm like, fucking out of all the exercise to video, you're doing a split squat at like 48 kilos or whatever. It wasn't even that impressive.
Contralateral as well. That's not even bilateral.
No, it's literally 48 kilos. It's not a lot. And she then like wanted to take some photos of me. So and the gym like has a sign, so I just like point to the sign, and she's like, take your top off. And I'm like, oh, fucking, I've got a leg pump. My upper body's flat as anything. I look awful. I'm like, I guess I will. So I take my top off, and then like the boss man from the gym, like the manager who like works on the door, comes over and starts hitting like poses next to me. So I'm like, Jesus Christ, I've still got my leg to do. I've got one set to do. And I'm like, can I at least finish my session? So I like finish my session, and I like put my top back on, and then she's like saying to me, no, during my set, take my top off. And I'm like, I just want to train. Like, please, just let me
top off for a split squat.
Yeah,
let me film you doing a topless
luckily,
split
no,
squat.
I didn't. There's no chance that would imagine that be getting leaked on social media. Me doing a split squat.
He's fit does topless split squat.
Oh, it was a nightmare. So basically, I finished my session, and then afterwards, but they couldn't speak English because it was Aracafe, which was like your standard Spanish town, like not touristy at all. So I finished my session, and then basically there was one person in the gym that spoke English, and they were like getting her to translate to me what they were trying to say. So went through a round of posing with this like boss man from the gym. He then asks this woman to ask me if he can train with me the following day, and then literally I was like, yeah, sure, like I'm doing upper, like what do you want to jump in? I'm not doing your session, do you want to jump in? And he was like, yeah, cool, I'll jump in. Like he didn't say that, he told her to say yeah, what time. And then we trained together the following day, and we just killed each other. It was like 60 to 90 minutes, 4 to maybe 6 sets on everything. Just like we pointed at an exercise, did like a dumbbell shoulder press, did like just ran the dumbbells up to the heaviest dumbbells, which was like the 50s, then came back down. He goes, I go, he goes, I go. Like there was no rest. It was like, you know how you train when you're like 16.
Yeah.
But it was really good fun. It was really good fun. And we just did like a dumbbell shoulder press, a chest press, a pull down, a row, and a bit of arms. But it was like, honestly, like 6 to 7 sets. I remember finishing after like I was 60 minutes in, and I was like, I can't feel anything. Like I do a set, and I got like the 40 kilo dumbbells after doing the 50s on a shoulder press, and I got like 4 reps because I'd had like 60 seconds rest. So like he'd go, and they just threw me the dumbbells, and I was like, okay, guess I'm going. I need a bit more rest. But it was like there was no rest. So it was like I'd throw them up, and I'm like, the 40s. You do 2 or 3 reps, and all of a sudden you just die out.
How did you feel the days after?
Oh, ruined. Absolutely ruined. So it was a good thing I was deloading, because I was absolutely trashed. Like
you can almost get away with that in the last session before a deload.
Yeah, but it was good fun, and it was one of those where I was like, I'm training with a guy who like he had a good level of muscle. He's competed before. He's done classic. He knew how to train, but it was just like their style of training is so different to what like if I was to say, right, I'm gonna do a top set and back off set. I'm gonna give myself a couple of minutes to get myself prepared. Like no, he doesn't even speak English. We didn't speak at all. It was just we pointed at an exercise and then just went after it. So yeah, that was that.
Pretty cool, to be fair.
Yeah, no, it was good fun. And then we deloaded.
Cheated
after
on
that.
me. You cheated on me.
Yeah, cheated on Finn with a Spanish dude, and he actually asked me afterwards. Like he got it on Google Translate, and he was like asking, it would be great to be training partners all the time. This was the best session of my life and stuff like that. And it was like he was just a lovely guy. He got his brother to come to the gym and take photos of him and me, and then his brother came, who was like 16.
Did he know who you were? Like
I don't know, but the gym were tagging me on stuff the day that I trained, but I didn't tag them on anything. So maybe, but then Sanaya had tagged the gym already, so they might have found me. Yeah. But I don't know. I'm
a big deal now.
Yeah, 100k followers, or 110 now. So
yeah, went up quick, didn't it? After 100k.
Yeah, I know, it's easy. And then it's what happens.
It's easy when you buy them, isn't it?
Yeah, it's easy when you just pay somebody just to follow your account, buy loads of bots. I know, it's mad. And you get like 800 views on a story. God. But yeah, so basically that was that. And then it was water polo championships after. Just playing a lot of water polo, chilling out. And it was quite nice. Like I did my work, but I did most of my check-ins on voice notes, so I'd break them up. So literally my routine after that was we'd wake up, go and do cardio at the gym. We'd then go for a nice walk along the beach, which literally the resort was by the beach. It was a 30-second walk from you literally go down some stairs, the beach is there. So we walk along the beach, we go for breakfast. I'd then do an hour and a half's worth of work, but I didn't actually do check-ins. I'd listen to all the check-ins, and then I'd just break them up through the day. So I'd do 2 or 3 check-ins on the walk to the pool. Then I'd sunbathe, do a few check-ins there.
Once you've listened to them and made notes, it's
it's easy.
So I'd get back to them as and when throughout the day. It's nice.
So I literally had an hour on the laptop, and that was just getting everything done. So I then can actually work throughout the day. Yeah. Sanaya had a few posing clients through the day. She'd also take ages to get ready because it's Sanaya. It's your girlfriend usually takes a little bit longer. So
I always like that time in the day when it's you go back and get ready for the evening.
Yeah.
I can do loads of work.
Yeah.
I remember in Morocco, I'd do setups and applications and stuff at that point because Shannon would take an hour to get ready, and I'd be tell me when you're nearly 5 minutes from ready, and then I'll just quickly chuck some clothes on.
Yeah, that's actually what I do.
And I'd look fucking mint as well.
Yeah, exactly. It's easy when you're a lad, isn't it?
Yeah.
It is easy.
And you're really good looking.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, and that was pretty much that. So it was a nice 4 or 5 days worth of rest, just chilling out. Feel a lot better, physically. And then back in the gym, came back on Monday, back in the gym Tuesday.
Do you feel almost back to 100%?
I don't know. It's one of those, you can't really ever... you can't ever say I feel 100% because I still can definitely tell.
You can never tell.
Yeah, you can't really tell. I definitely feel a hell of a lot better, but then at the same time, I'm still lean. So
yeah, you are still very lean. You look very good on that post that you put on today.
Oh, thank you, mate. I'm still my hamstrings are still dug out. I still have lines and it's one of those. I was 101 kilos, so I lost a kilo, but I was 100.
That's just muscularity, though, isn't it?
Yeah. I was 102 and a half to 103.
You're getting to that point now where. Even last time you peak off season, even though you were fat, when you've got a lot of muscle, you don't look that fat.
No, definitely not. But yeah, either way, training wise, I feel it's nice because I trained yesterday and then Tuesday, and I was oh, I feel good, I feel strong, picking up weight, and that's when I feel you get to 100%. When you pick up a weight and you go, oh, that feels light.
Yeah.
You almost have to double check, and that's when you're getting back to 100%. So yeah, feel a lot better. Probably still not 100%, but then you never really know. But I'm definitely a lot more myself, I can tell. So yeah, that's positive. And then if anything, it's quite exciting because I almost feel now the holiday's out of the way. I've got another holiday next month, but it's more so now I actually feel the foundations are set.
Where are you going?
Crete. There we go.
Oh, yeah, it looks nice there.
Yeah. So
that's where you invited me.
Yeah, Finn's going to be a couple of days out, so we'll see. Maybe next year.
I will be coming.
No, I don't think it makes sense, but maybe next year we'll go on a holiday together. We'll go to the Olympia. That's what we should do. So yeah. So basically, all is good with me. Everything's positive, and pretty exciting now because holidays out the way, foundations are set for me to actually get a bit fat and train well. So yeah, life is good.
Jealous.
Yeah, it's one of those.
You're too fair. You do look a lot more even just in training. Everything looks a lot more stable and smoother. Even on your leg press the other day, it was nice to see that you're not
withered and dead.
Yeah, not that like you were being a pussy. You weren't. You were just battered. You know what I mean? Like every set was almost just like, which is, to be fair, like expected when you're digging like you were towards the end.
Yeah, but it's nice. Like I was watching on the way back from on the flight, I was like making some like reels and stuff. So I was going through like old videos, and I like watched some like peak like off-season strength of like me pressing 4 plates on a Smith, or like I think I deadlifted off a deficit like 6 plates for a set of 8 or something. And I remember literally like I on the flight I was like, oh, that's cool. I was like, Reece, that's you fucking idiot. Like, you're reminiscing about what you've already done. Like,
it's normal,
but
though,
like and I think to myself, and I thought like,
stuff comes up on like the story, like a year ago, and I think it was like I had like 7 plates on the side bit shoulder press, and it's like, now I'm like holding on to 5. Yeah, it's like
the grass is like the grass isn't always greener, but when you're in that position, you don't really appreciate it. And it's one of those sort of situations, but it's like at the end of the day, strength will return. Like the foundations are set now, and it's like, right, cool. Now I can actually grow some muscle and look to improve, which is all good. Blood work is booked in for next week, which will be sound.
When was you last have it done?
Pre-prep, so January. So yeah, 6 months. Fucking hell.
Dear.
Well, no. At the end of the day, like I can understand getting blood work
your
done.
Money on followers.
No, true. I can understand getting it done. Let's say in the prep, but also you're going to be smashed. So it's
a
like
waste of time.
Yeah, like it's a waste of time for analytical data, because even in a natural prep, it's probably even going to be, not going to say worse, because people would take that out of context. But like if you were to see your test and it's like absolutely flawed in a natural prep, it's not like you can change stuff. It's like you've got to accept it.
My penis hasn't worked for probably 2 months now.
Welcome to the club. Welcome to the club.
I'd have to have a look. I've written it down.
Yeah, I think I remember you telling me the last time it worked.
Yeah, but like since then...
I think I remember to finish. I actually saw it last time it worked. That's what it was. Oh yeah, it's been ages.
Since then, like there's not even been an inkling of any... You know, one thing I've been meaning to like say to you, and one thing that I keep thinking would be funny, but like not funny, but for the podcast, but it's just weird. Like, so you know, like songs. Like sometimes in songs there'll be like something sexual, won't there?
Yeah.
That it's like, I don't know, it says something about someone sucking your dick or something like that, right? Like just in a song, like that might be on my phone when I'm training. Every time I hear anything that's like sex related in a song, I'm like, oh, that's disgusting.
Oh yeah. And
I'll turn it off.
No. That's happened to me before. I remember like this sounds a bit weird, but I think the first time that like I'm trying to say this in a PG way, like after my last prep, that like let's say I had came to climax, I remember thinking to myself like, oh, what the fuck am I doing? Like I felt like no, honestly, and I thought I've never actually mentioned that to anybody. I've never thought about it other than what you mentioned, and I remember thinking to myself like, I was like, oh, you'd fucking disgrace. Yeah. And I was, because it had been so long.
Yeah,
and I feel like
it's weird.
You
like, you know what as well? Like I remember last prep, because me and Shannon hadn't had sex for so long. Like when we did again, it almost felt like we'd never had sex.
Oh yeah, mate, completely.
Like,
yeah, completely.
It's weird, isn't it?
Yeah. Me and Sanaya are definitely
not back to normal yet.
No, not back to normal. But we've actually on holiday managed a few times, which was nice, because it had been beforehand nothing at all. I think I said to you on the podcast, or I don't know, like after prep, we'd done something once, and it was like shocking, like in the sense of like it wasn't even like I'm not gonna say I enjoyed it. It was just weird. Like my body just wasn't like, there was no. It was like
no drive to do it. It's like you have to do it.
Yeah. And you're like, well, I'm here now, so I might as well. You know what I mean? And that's not nothing. It's just how your body is, and your mind just doesn't attenuate like sexual desires in the same way. And like on holiday, there's a few times where like I was like, oh, it works, and you almost feel like, let's see how it goes, but there's still not that like instinct.
You're still overthinking it.
Yeah. And like there was a few times it's almost a bit like it feels a bit awkward. Maybe Sanaya doesn't experience it because her sex drive never really dies completely. Female's a bit like, it's not as up and down, it's just quite stable. But like I think as a male, it's almost like you have to relearn those like instincts. It's strange.
It was weird.
Yeah. So yeah, that's
like every time I hear any kind of song that has any kind of sexual connotations or anything, I'm like, oh, yeah, that's disgusting.
Yeah. It's like,
what's this song about? Get rid of that.
I remember at the Arnolds when I competed, and you had been like, mate, you seen the girl that gave you the medal? And I remember being like, I haven't looked at a girl, mate, for fucking months, and thought, oh yeah, she's attractive, or oh, she looks different, or her leggings fit her well. Like it was literally, you just don't think about stuff like that. So yeah, part of it, funny. I guess, part of it. So yeah. So 2 months without anything, mate.
Maybe 6 weeks. I'd have to have a look on my sheets. but it's been a while. Like, not even any.
No, you forget.
anything,
You forget
like,
what it's like.
yeah.
Like. There's literally just like there's nothing there. Like you can't even think. Not even sexual thoughts. It's more like it's just there's no stimulation.
And
there.
what's really nice though is that, like, as soon as I go to bed, like, I'm straight off to sleep.
Yeah.
And like, I think when you're eating a lot more food and when you have a lot more energy, like, you'll go to bed and, like, I'll still be tired, but there'll be times where it's like, right, I'll read a bit and then, like, I'll not force myself to sleep, but it's like I don't feel that tired at times.
Yeah.
Whereas now I'm not knackered, but even if I'm not knackered, like, I'm like, right, well, it's time to go to bed. And like, as soon as my head's down, I'm asleep within like 5 minutes maximum every time.
Yeah.
It's like really nice. And then I'm waking up and I feel fresh every time. Although waking up in the night at the minute, like, I'm pretty much, cause I'm going to bed at like 8:30. I wake up at about like 11 midnight.
Routines change for Finn. So do you want to explain it? You've been getting up a little bit earlier, haven't you?
Yeah, I gradually just started waking up earlier anyway, so I just started going to bed earlier.
Yeah.
Luckily, like, I have the ability to do that with work, so I go to bed at 8:30, get up at 4:30, so that's my like 8-hour window in bed.
Yeah.
I usually get up for a wee at like 11 to 1, and whenever I get up for that wee, my legs are fucked. Like, but then I wake up in the morning.
Yeah.
Every time I wake up in the night for a wee, I'm like, if my legs are like this in the morning,
Yeah.
and then every time I wake up in the morning, I'm like, legs sound.
Yeah.
Like, it's fine. But yeah, I wake up for a wee at like between 11 and 1. Usually just check the time so I know, like, right, okay, what time is it? How long have I got left to sleep? Like, already I'm thinking I want to get up and crack on my work.
Yeah.
Like, that's kind of where I'm at.
Yeah.
But then my alarm's at 4:30. Sometimes I wake up a bit before it and just crack on. The only thing I say it's an issue. The only like sort of issue is that now when I wake up, it's not bright, so it is a little bit harder to wake up. But I just want to get up anyway. But then when I go on my walk outside, the sun is coming up, so it kind of is still fine. But then, like, with my check-in, I don't want to take my photos until a little bit later in the morning because the lighting's not great. So I'll do my cardio, do my steps, and then do my check-ins. But yeah, like, my routine, I feel really, really good. Like I was saying to you yesterday or Tuesday. I was saying to you on Tuesday when I hadn't seen Reece for ages, or however long he's been away.
Say ages, it's been like 10 days, but that's ages for me, I think.
But I was saying, like, I actually feel really good, and like, I think I'm just riding off the back of the high days or the mock peak.
You seem to be a lot more like, I don't know, maybe it's a bit different, just how things are. Like, you definitely, I think, respond more to, like, I never really noticed the difference from refeeds.
Yeah,
like, I would just be like, like, I feel like I was a bit more stable, where you're like, you benefit more.
I'm not as close as I need to be. Like,
yeah, exactly. I know what you mean. And also, your prep's
if
longer.
I get down to like 155 pounds, I think I'll be fucked.
Yeah,
like,
regardless. I think that's probably when I was, because I was tilted on the edge of just being written off completely all the time. So it was like, I'd have a refeed. I remember on the days I rate you refed, you'd be like, refeed? I'm like, yeah. And you're like, you can't tell.
I think you definitely could tell.
At
you
the
probably,
first
you
one
probably
I could.
couldn't tell,
Yeah.
but I could still tell.
Yeah, I could tell afterwards,
especially
like
like when you were actually filling up for those first shows.
Oh yeah, I remember.
I
remember feeling alright for them.
Yeah, but you fat.
All right. Yeah, back was still fat. I was just riding off lower back fat.
Yeah,
that's
what I'm doing now, but lower body fat.
Yeah, like the whole lower body as well, which is like
glutes, hamstrings, a bit of quad. I've still got a lot to come off. Don't get me wrong, but I'm riding off a good amount of lower body fat.
Yeah,
that Premier lighting is very deceiving.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Did you see? I put it in the folder. I put use this lighting more. The one at home. I was like, because every time I see myself at home, I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah.
And then I go to Premier. I'm like, fucking ready.
Yeah, this is mint. Yeah, we need, like I said, we need to go pose at warehouse. We both be stepping on stage. We'd be stepping on stage 10 kilos lighter than what we need to be.
I'm gonna see what I look like. Obviously this weekend.
Yeah.
And go from there.
So speaking about this weekend, mate, this video will be out by the time it's so Fitex.
We already have another
Fitex
sword over here, won't we?
That'd be cool. Imagine.
Yeah, it's not gonna happen.
Yeah. Fitex, what is it? Do you know you open class like?
Yeah, I think I'm in men's physique short. Fitex Leeds.
Yeah.
Supposedly
Inside collab.
Yeah, supposedly the biggest one they do.
Really?
Supposedly it's usually the busiest
Other
one.
than I'm guessing the expo they do, because that's usually pretty popular.
Yeah, but I think this is the first one they ever did. They said.
Okay.
So like it's quite a busy one.
Yeah.
And obviously Insight probably.
We're both going to go up and say we're both going to go up to Danny and be like, right, we got an offer for you. So
who's Danny?
Danny's the guy who runs Insight.
Okay, yeah,
So,
Danny Insight Subs.
Yeah, Danny at Insight Subs. We'll go out to him and be like, so if Finn wins, can we get Finn an exclusive contract? And then I'll come on board.
I'm with CMP.
I'm taking the piss. We're not saying that. We would both.
No, we would never leave CMP or CSN.
No. To be fair, Insights, they were like, we can't really say anything bad. The show will all be gone. Like, they were hyped up as like the best thing. If you were an Insights Sub guy, like,
yeah,
I feel like now it's like everyone's kind of on the same platform.
Yeah, but I think maybe that's as well just us maturing and learning more about the industry and stuff.
Yeah. There's nothing bad about Insight.
No,
guys.
Insight are really
Insight are good. It was just like Insight were the first ones that I remember.
I remember seeing like Bridgman and
they stocked MV Pre and they were the first ones to stock it. So I was like, they must be the best.
Yeah.
And then they got Bridgman, and then I know they got AJ on like a few years back.
Yeah.
And it was like, if you were an Insight dude, you were like, oh wow. And now they just anybody and everyone pretty much, like anyone. Just so yeah, I mean we're hooked up. So anyone out there who who isn't sponsored, maybe message Insight. Yeah, you never know. But yeah, so it's Insight and then likewise Fitex, which I think will be quite a good weekend, especially for a first time on stage.
I like how they run the shows. I like Darren that runs it.
Yeah,
it's a nice sort of chilled atmosphere. Yeah, I just want to see how I look. Like, I'm not putting any pressure on it. The goal is obviously always to do the best that I can and try and win, try and place. Like, if I was to place in a good lineup, I'd be happy.
Yeah.
If I was to win in a shit lineup, I'd be happy. If I was to not place in an incredible lineup, I'd be happy. You know what I mean? Like, it just depends on how I look.
Yeah.
And like, I want to see how I look on stage because, again, like, it's difficult to tell directly based on being at Premier Gym versus being at home versus last time I was on stage. Like, there's some poses that I look at now compared to then, it's like, fucking hell, like, I'm a lot bigger and a lot leaner. And there's some other poses where I'm like, don't even look much better.
Yeah.
Like, but obviously that's normal. Like, that's just dependent on lighting, angles, certain times that I'm taking if I'm really flat. Like, I think the best I looked was 171, and that was like pretty full and pretty dry. I think it was the day, maybe it was the day after maybe it was the mock show day last week.
I think it was. I'm pretty sure.
I think we both, I woke up and I was like,
no, I said, you sent me over, you put on your story the side chest with your glutes, and then I saw the photos that you put in the folder, and I was like, yep, sound wicked, like really good.
Yeah, I think like it's weird. I do think and it's the same with a lot of people, but I think I do respond quite a lot to like higher food and dropping off fatigue. Like, I look fatter at 169 than I do at 171, which is normal. Like, again, it's pretty much the same for everybody, but you'll have some clients who, like, you'll drop some fatigue and fill them up and they look like they've gained 5 pounds of fat.
Yeah, but then also your perception of condition for men's physique especially is probably like for example, if you were to do a men's physique show when you're in your bodybuilding leanest, you'd look way too sharp.
But I feel fat now.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? But I feel fatter now than I did like 6 weeks ago. Yeah. Then I look back and I'm like,
you've also been lean for like, you've not been stage lean, but you've been lean for a long period of time. Yeah. Like, if I was to, let's say, go through posing now in a gym, like Josh, for example, yesterday, Josh is 10 weeks out. And
looks
like,
really good.
Yeah, Josh does look really good. But like, if we went through, like, I showed him like my hamstrings in comparison to like in a rear shot, and I'm so much leaner than Josh, like, and I'm not 10 weeks out. So if I was to be like, I look at myself and think, oh well, I've been a bit leaner than this, so I should, like, I'm fat now, and in reality I'm not.
No,
and the leaner you are for a period of time, the leaner you feel, so the fatter you feel.
If I was to show myself a year ago the videos, like the reels that I'm putting up now,
you'd be like,
I'd be like, fucking hell.
I'm ready.
Like, yeah, I would. I'd be like, I'm absolutely shredded.
Yeah.
But in my head, I'm like, I'm fat.
Yeah.
And I need to pull off 10 to 15 pounds.
Yeah.
And it's like, the qualifiers are coming up quick. So it's like... But no, I'm not I don't feel like I'm wasting time with the physique shows, but I almost do a little bit because they're not the main goal.
No, and I think there's pros and cons. Like, so for example, you won't be training like on the Saturday.
Well, that's true, but this was going to be a deload weekend anyway, so it's worked out well.
But then also last week it was a case where you had the mock peak that obviously gained a bit of weight. You're not at an all-time low.
I trained as normal.
No, but you're not, like, if you probably hadn't ran that, you might be at, instead of like, let's say, what was your low this week? 169.25?
7.5. Yeah, it might be like 167.
And that would put you closer to where you need to be. So at the end of the day, like,
the
joy is,
you could argue the pros of
washing off a bit of fatigue, being
breaking
a bit fresher,
up the prep
going
a little
into,
bit. Like, I've been hitting like nearly 20,000 steps like on the digging days easily, just because I'm like, I feel good, let's get it. Whereas like a month ago, if I was trying to hit 20,000 steps,
I'd be ruined.
There was a point where just before I had that first refeed, not the diet break that I did, I say diet break, it was I did a deload and we went away for my birthday and I went out for a meal. But like, there was a point just before I had my last, like the refeed after that, where I was like, I've never felt this bad.
Yeah.
And I was a lot fatter than I am now. I think I was like mid 170s.
Yeah.
Like now I'm like low to high 160s.
At the end of the day, like this prep isn't. As I said when we were sat with Shannon, you know, at Sanaya's launch party.
Yeah.
Like at the end of the day, your prep's not going to be perfect, no matter how you spin it. Like this is your second prep, and you're very inexperienced personally from actually going through a prep and being in true prep condition, you know, and that's part of it. We're young in the game. You've got coaching experience, we've got coaching experience, we've got knowledge, and people will view this and view us as thinking, like, I guarantee people listen to us. We've said it before, the amount of times that people will mention that we have loads of experience, and we do.
But that being said, I do think that I'm in a very good spot. I think I've managed this prep very well so far. I think all my clients are in really good spots. Like, so I definitely think like.
But you'll take from it and learn from it.
You learn from every
do the same,
year and every prep.
Yeah, there's things that like went really, really well for me, and there's things that I was like, okay, that could have been better. That could have been performed better. And in the moment, you don't really notice it until you look back and you think, okay, that could have been a bit different. And that's again stuff to learn from.
Yeah, I think when I look back, like let's say in 6 months from now, I think I'll look back and think
there's pros and
there
cons.
was a few weeks there, which is like now, where I could have been losing faster.
Yeah.
Because there was a week where I think I pretty much didn't lose anything, but then I lost. But that was when I had not the mock peak. That was when I had the refeed before that. That was when I was like, I felt horrendous before it.
But then also, you don't realise, and this is how it works, you look back and you think, oh, well, maybe I should have pushed harder, but then you don't really remember how you felt.
Yeah.
And, like, would you have felt better, or would you be better now if you had carried on pushing, ramped up even more fatigue, and then, you might be a few pounds sharper, but would that then result in how long the prep is, actually you being better over a period of time?
Like,
and this is, again, this is how... Like you could easily, say, touch wood, hope it doesn't happen. Let's say you win this weekend, you feel fucking awesome. You push really hard over the next week or two, you then get ill, you know, for whatever reason. And that's not even because you push, just you might get ill or you might get an injury. You know, these sort of things happen. And it's like, if anything, like you go into these preps. And I think the one thing that we're good at is you go into it and we're always like, right, well, no matter what, we'll do what's needed. Like you're not going to fucking cheat on your diet. You're not going to, let's say, slip up and miss a cardio session. But there are probably going to be curveballs. It's natural that over the next 15 weeks or whatever till the last show, there's going to be times where some things might not be perfect, and that's normal. But we take data, we take from it, and that's what, if anything, stepping on stage will do you good when it comes to this weekend. So
I think there was a week where I didn't lose anything. Then the week after that, I lost 3 pounds on average, which is like way more than I need to. Then the week after that, I didn't lose anything. Yeah, and then now we're on this week where I don't think I'm pretty much maintaining, which is like okay, but
when the goal is what like the high 150s, and it's like, do you really need to? But then also it's like it's not going to be where, let's say, come Sunday, Monday, like Sunday you'll probably drop off a bit of body weight just from the weekend in general.
The weekend's going to be busy because I've got the WMBF show the day after. Yeah, which to be fair, by the time this is out, people would already know. So Doug's competing in that, which everybody knows anyway. But Josh Campbell's doing that.
Josh Campbell? Why do you guys say his surname, bro?
Josh C. Fit.
Yeah, why do you guys say his surname? You always say Josh Campbell. You don't just say Josh.
I would say Josh. You say Jack Kelly every time.
I'm taking the just copy what you said.
But you do say Jack Kelly. So yeah, Josh is doing it, but he's not telling people. But Josh, I think pretty much everyone knows.
Josh Campbell?
Josh C. Fit.
Yeah. I leaked it to a client and I said, like, please keep that between us. I don't think Josh is telling anybody. Yeah. And I said, I don't think Josh Campbell's telling anybody. Yeah. And he was like, okay, I'll keep it between us. Yeah.
But no, I'm excited for the weekend. It'll be good. I'm excited to just see how I look. Alex is competing at the FitX, who looks fucking incredible, to be fair. Fair play really to you, mate. Yeah. You look very, very good.
It's really good.
Alex looks great. To be fair, Josh and Doug, like Josh, obviously it's not his main focus. Doug's got another show 6 weeks down the line, 5 weeks down the line.
So wait, sorry, I clocked out then. Alex is doing the FitX?
Yeah.
Oh, so he's doing the same show as you?
Yeah. But he's doing bodybuilding.
Okay.
And then Doug's doing men's physique short, and he's like 2-3 classes after Josh. Okay. Josh is doing obviously teens. Yeah. We'll probably be there all day anyway because I'm there with CMP. Yeah. And if either of them or both of them get into the overall, that'd be really cool. Yeah. But it's a long day. That's the only thing. But yeah, everybody's in a good spot. Stress is really low.
I'm training with Josh Croggan in the morning
on
Saturday.
Where?
Muscle bound. Push.
What, is Josh going to the FitX?
I don't know, but he just wanted to train.
Oh, okay.
So he said, he was like, can I jump in?
He doesn't live far from there,
No,
does he?
I don't think he does, no.
Cool. So yeah, basically the FitX, I will be on probably like the mid to late afternoon.
Yeah.
Alex will be on late morning, pretty much at the start of the show. So I'm going to be there nice and early anyway, because I need to get my tan. I need to get my base coat and my top coat. I'm doing it both on the same day.
Okay.
Just
Vitex tanning woman was lovely.
Yeah, she was
really
nice.
Yeah.
Just to save hassle and stress. Like, I don't want to be worried about my tan the night before or going to see Nicola and driving back. Like, realistically, I just want to go down or go up to Leeds, get it all sorted, have a good day, and then obviously bringing Josh and Doug back. They're staying in Loughborough, and then we've got the show on the Sunday. So yeah, it's going to be busy, but I'm excited for it. And I imagine, like you say, come Monday, Tuesday, I'll probably be, 167, 168.
Yeah.
Feeling pretty good.
Yeah.
Unless I looked absolutely horrendous. But hopefully feeling pretty good. So if either way, like, it's win-win. If I look good and do well, cool, I'll feel good. And I'll be like, right, let's kick on.
Even if you don't, you'll be like, right, now I need to kick on either way.
What I mean. If I look shit and I lose, I'll be like, even more so. I'll be like, fucking.
I don't think you're gonna look shit. I think it'll be interesting. Like, I think it'll be good. I have absolutely no, like, it's weird.
It completely depends on the
standard
competition.
Yeah, like, because I think you look good, but then there's a lot, like, in men's physique, there's areas that you're not the best at, and it's like,
and there's some really good men's physique guys that might do Fitex. But there's some, like,
you just don't know.
I think
men's
if I was
physique
to have done Fit, I think looking how I look now, if I was to do the one that you did, the Exeter one, I think I'd have won it.
Yeah, you probably would have. Like, beat me.
But it wasn't. No, you didn't do physique.
Oh, okay, yeah. No, I thought. I'm sorry. When you said Exeter, I thought Fitex. I thought you said PCA. You were like,
yeah, I'd probably won that one as well.
I mean, they gave it to the guy with the best abs section, and you haven't got the black guy's abs, so, and you're not black in general, so PCA. Yeah, sorry, mate.
But no, the Exeter one, it wasn't a busy show. There wasn't many people, so like me saying I think I'd have won it isn't anything impressive.
No.
But I think I probably would. But I'm not. Again, like, it's not. I'm not going to use it. Again, it's never an excuse. Like, I'm not going to go, oh, I'm not a men's physique guy or anything like this. Or I'm natty and I'm doing this fed. Like, I'm not going to use any excuses.
Bro, when you get off stage, just be like, I'm the only natty. They're on 300 milligrams of test. Like, and master.
I don't want to sound like a generic. Like, I don't care about the result, because obviously I do. Otherwise, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't be in a competitive sport. But in all seriousness, like, the result isn't. I'm so chilled. I'm not thinking about, like, oh, I hope I win or I hope I place. Or I'm literally just like, this is going to be fun. Like, see how I look. It's been ages since I competed. It'd be nice to get some more stage time. It'd be nice to experience different federations.
Yeah.
It'll be nice to have a show day with a client there as well.
Yeah.
It'll be nice for Shannon to be able to come and watch me and not just be on her own like she has been in the past with the COVID year.
Yeah.
I've not told my family. Well, I have told my family that I'm competing, but I've said, like, don't come to any of these. It's not like a big one.
When's your next one after? It's 2 weeks from then.
Yeah, but I don't know. In my head, I'm probably not doing it.
Really, you're just going to do this one and just see how...
The only benefit to doing that other one is that it's PCA, and it'd be like getting my name in another federation.
And you miss out the 60-second pose down. Yeah. And then there's some horrendous dubstep music.
And I want to get one of those reels where I look absolutely shit and I'm really out of condition, because that's what they make you look like.
Yeah, true.
That's really what I want to do it for. I want to spend however much it is to do PCA.
And they upload a
reel where I just look like shit.
Yeah.
And then I can post it and go, just don't do me justice, this reel.
Yeah.
And everyone knows it's realistically how you look.
Yeah, like my hamstrings from the rear had no detail in it.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that's a shame. I'm not posting that. Yeah, like cheers PCA.
So yeah, that's the plan. But the PCA one is, I mean, I was never, I don't care. Like, I'm not one to be like, oh, I'm not going to tell people what show I'm doing. Obviously, I've not spoken about...
X weeks out, bro.
Yeah, I've not spoken about the physique ones just because it's like, they're not important.
Yeah.
Like, I've been talking about the bodybuilding ones for months.
And then how many weeks out are we from the actual main first show? It's BMBF, isn't it? So what's that?
Nearly 6. By the time this comes out, like 5.5.
So what's it now? 6.5?
7, it's just over 6. It's Saturday, so it's
coming around quick.
6 in a day.
It's coming around quick.
I know.
Yeah. See how it is. At the end of the day, like, you've got ideas. We've got ideas.
Well, the thing is, like, I know I can, in that time frame, I can dig pretty hard, and I can probably get down to low 160s by that point.
Yeah, which would be the goal.
And I think I'll be pretty close then.
Oh, mate, for that and the Heart of England shows, like, if you can be, like, let's say if you were to be 163 and then like 161 160, 159 for like, and then literally it would just be a slow and steady trickle downwards into and more so not even trickling downwards, more so just fatigue washing off, doing a bit less,
and just looking better,
and just training all right at that point. Like that would be a win-win.
Training is really good, to be fair.
Yeah.
So yeah, basically we've got the Fitex, then we've got 2 weeks and potentially doing
the PCA
Kettering, so not far.
Yeah.
Week after that is a warm-up bodybuilding show, which I'm not talking about.
Yeah. What's that? The 14th.
It's early August.
What's the date? Do you know exactly?
Yeah. Then I've got 3 weeks.
No, because I'm also thinking because I'm going on holiday. It's before the 15th, isn't it?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, you're away for the first main show.
Yeah.
Then it's 3 weeks. Those 3 weeks I can, like, dig pretty hard if I need to, because I've not got any
death protocol if needed.
Yeah, but I don't even think I need to. And then again, I've got another 3 weeks.
Yeah.
So it's like 3 weeks, then 3 weeks. So between the warm up and the first qualifier, I've got 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Between the first qualifier and the BMBF qualifier and the UKDFBA qualifier, I've got 3 weeks.
Yeah.
It's like those.
You've got 2 3 week blocks where like
I've got 2 weeks. Let's say in a peak week where I can pull off in those 2 weeks 4 or 5 pounds if I needed to.
Yeah.
Then I've got the week after the UKDFBA straight into the BMBF final. I need to be pretty much ready for the UKDFBA first qualifier, or very close.
Yeah. But then also, like, just the build into that show, like, you will be dropping off fatigue. It'll be a show weekend. Like, your body will probably be pretty responsive at that point with how things are. Like, I think, like, in general, like I said, it'll be, you've managed things well so far. It'll be more so just maintaining training performance, dropping off fatigue, and then just trickling down in body weight. I'd say, obviously, depending on how things are going, like, the PCA show will just be a case of how you are and how you're doing. I don't think it's essential. I don't think it will be. No. I don't think it'll be that beneficial unless, like, it's one of those where you're like, yeah, fuck it, let's go. But I think it'll be like, let's get you on stage this weekend, which you will be, and then just assessing from there. Yeah, might pull out like one day out.
Realistically, I need to be ready, in my opinion, like pretty much 100% in
7.5,
9.5,
9.5. Sound. Well, you better hope your legs come through at that point, mate.
And if you think in 9.5 weeks, I can easily be £10 down.
Oh yeah, definitely.
That'd be high 150s.
Yeah.
And I'm probably not far off there.
No.
So maybe
even though AJ said you need to be 154.
I think I might.
Depends. I think it's one of those, like, relative to the look and how things are. I think, like, and also as well, AJ's probably, like, if you were to go for world's conditioning, yeah, probably 154, 155.
Yeah, but I think where I probably need to be. If I'm ready, like 100% for the UKDFBA qualifier, I need to hold that for then 6 weeks.
Yeah.
For the WMBF up to the WMBF finals. So that's difficult. So I probably can still get better into the shows, but the reason I say I need to be 100% for that is that the week after is the BMBF finals. And I want to be 100% for any finals.
Yeah.
So I realistically need to be ready for that last qualifier, which is 9.5 weeks from now.
Yeah.
9.5 weeks, average £1 a week.
Doable.
I'll be down to 160.
Yeah.
Which is mental to think that's like £10 lighter than I last stepped on stage.
Yeah, but then also you knew you were going to be lighter. Like, I don't think the perception ever was like, you always said, and we always said, like, yeah, you'll probably be around the same weight, maybe a bit lighter. That's what we said. And like a bit lighter, £5, a bit lighter. That's literally what we said. You know, like,
I'll probably be
8 to £10 maybe.
Maybe 10 to 12, 15.
Yeah. I was lighter this prep by 5 kilos.
If I got down to low, like, imagine like low 150s.
No, but you say imagine.
It's like £18 from now.
Yeah, it's hard. It's brutal. Like, I posted that reel.
It's
you know,
just, like, lower body.
Did you know the reel that I posted yesterday? Like, fasted check-in. Did you see it? It was like a fasted check-in video of like when I was 100 kilos, and I pulled off another 8 kilos from that point. And if I'd sent that to anybody, or even look at it now and think, fucking hell, like everything is sliced, but my lower back's still a bit soft.
Yeah.
My glutes
shows
still a bit
when you're
soft.
on stage. That's why, like I say, it's good for me to compete this week. So I guaranteed, like, I say guarantee, but it's likely that I'll go, okay, yeah, I look all right, but I need to be a lot leaner.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I want to get from this weekend.
Yeah.
Is that, like, a bit of a kick up the arse going, yeah, you look decent for men's physique, but you need to be a hell of a lot leaner for these bodybuilding shows.
Yeah. You realise. So, yeah, data assessment. Exciting.
Yeah, let's wrap it up. That was good. Yeah.
Right, guys, that is episode 112. We are now going to get a meal in. Finn, what's your meal?
175 grams of Cocoa Pops, 30 grams of whey, 30 grams of peanut butter.
Lovely.
Oh, mate, it's banging.
Yeah.
Anybody who wants, I mean, it's not really a meal you'd have often, but okay, a high carb, moderate fat meal, Cocoa Pops with peanut butter on.
I absolutely despise peanut butter.
Yeah.
I despise anything peanut wise, and I don't really like cereal. I haven't had cereal now since the build up to the first show, so yeah, not a fan.
You
not
don't
a
like
fan.
it then?
Yeah, not a fan. So yeah, that's that. Thanks as always, guys. Thanks for the story tags. We are back. Appreciate the support as always, and yeah, catch you in the next episode. See you later.